What if the one thing standing between you and your dream was an entire continent's worth of doubt? Stick around, because this woman's story might just change how you see your own impossible goals. It's January 16th, 2006, and the sun rises over Monrovia, Liberia. The streets are packed. Women in bright traditional dress dance and sing. Children sit on their fathers' shoulders, craning their necks to see history unfold. Today, a 67-year-old grandmother named Johnson Sirleaf is about to do something no woman in Africa has ever done. She's about to become the first democratically elected female head of state on the entire continent. Think about that for a moment. Africa has 54 countries, over 1 billion people, thousands of years of civilization, and until this very day, not a single woman has ever been elected to lead any of them. But Ellen, she's been preparing for this moment her entire life, even when everyone told her it was impossible. You see, Ellen grew up in Monrovia in the 1940s. Her grandmother was a market woman. Her father was the first indigenous Liberian to ever sit in the national legislature. From the beginning, she learned that barriers were meant to be broken. She earned degrees from Harvard. She worked at the World Bank. She became Liberia's Minister of Finance. And then she did something that almost cost her everything. She spoke out against a brutal military dictator. They threw her in prison twice. She faced a death sentence. She was forced into exile for years, watching her beloved country tear itself apart in civil war. Here's a number that puts it in perspective. Liberia's civil wars killed over 250,000 people, which is roughly 1 in every 12 Liberians. Imagine if one person on every street in your neighborhood simply vanished. But Ellen never stopped believing. From exile, she worked tirelessly for peace. She organized, she planned, she waited. And in 2005, when Liberia finally held free elections, she ran for president. Her opponents mocked her. They called her a grandmother who should stay home. They said Africa wasn't ready for a woman leader. The women of Liberia had a different idea. They showed up in record numbers. They organized carpools to voting stations. Mothers brought their daughters to watch them cast their ballots. They wore white for peace, and they voted for change. Ellen won with 59% of the vote. It wasn't even close. So here we are, January 16th, 2006. Ellen places her hand on the Bible and takes the oath of office. In the crowd, women who survived the war are weeping. Little girls are watching, not knowing yet that this moment is rewiring what they believe is possible for their own lives. Condoleezza Rice and Laura Bush are there representing the United States. Leaders from across Africa have come to witness the impossible becoming real. In her inaugural address, Ellen speaks directly to Liberian women. She tells them their suffering has not been in vain. She promises that their daughters will have opportunities they never dreamed of. And here's the thing, she delivered. Over the next 12 years, Ellen cut Liberia's national debt by more than 99%. She led the country through the terrifying Ebola crisis. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. More importantly, she proved something that echoes far beyond Liberia's borders. She proved that the voices telling you it's never been done are just describing the past, not predicting the future. Today, partly because Ellen kicked open that door, women lead countries across Africa. From Ethiopia to Tanzania, her legacy lives on in every woman who dares to lead. So the next time someone tells you that something has never been done, remember this grandmother from Liberia. Remember the women who danced in the streets of Monrovia. Remember that every first in history started with someone brave enough to try. What impossible thing are you being called to do? Now here's something to think about before you go. Ellen's story almost didn't get told. For years, her struggle happened in exile, far from cameras and headlines. What if no one had recorded it? That makes me wonder about your story. Have you ever considered writing down the moments that shaped your family? The struggles your grandparents overcame? The lessons your parents learned the hard way? Those stories are treasures that only you can protect. Your children and grandchildren deserve to know where they came from and the strength that runs through their veins. You might be the only person alive who can tell those stories. Don't let them disappear. If you loved discovering this piece of history, you're going to love what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button and join the History Sparks community. We uncover stories like this every single day, moments that remind us how extraordinary ordinary people can be. Ring that notification bell so you never miss a spark. We'll see you tomorrow.